Hello everyone, my name is Olivia and welcome to a tag video. Today I'm going to do the TBR Tag video because I saw it over on Ariel Bassette's channel and I really enjoyed watching it, so I wanted to create one for my own channel. So basically it's just talking about the books that are on your TBR pile. So this is my TBR section of my bookshelf. I have a very small TBR, so this should be interesting. So let's just start with question number 1. The first question is, how do you keep track of your TBR pile? As you can see, I don't keep track of it. Previously, I used to have this organized by genre, so I would know which section to gravitate towards if I'm looking for a book of a specific genre. But now it's just like a hodgepodge of books that are just like randomly organized. So I keep track of my TBR books by putting them in this section. The next question is your TBR mostly print or ebook? So I do have a Kindle Paperwhite, and I think I only have around 6 books that are unread on that Kindle, so majority of my TBR is print. The next question is, how do you determine which book from your TBR to read next? When I pick out a book from my TBR, I basically go on based how I feel. So if I really want a historical fiction book, I'll gravitate towards a historical fiction book on my TBR pile. If I'm looking for a fantasy book, which is very rare, I usually don't, I will go get a fantasy book from my TBR pile. It's based on how I feel at the current moment, so I'm a very big mood reader. I don't set TBR stacks for myself, and I don't set specific schedules for myself of certain books that I have to read this month. I can't do that because once I force myself to read a specific book in a specific month, then I don't want to read it because I have Taurus in my zodiac chart and I'm stubborn. So telling myself to do something, we don't do that. We go based off of mood. Mood reading in this house. So the next questions are going to be talking about specific books on my TBR. So the next question says, what is a book that has been on your TBR for the longest? And I do believe it is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I previously just spoke about this in a long books that I want to read video, which you should definitely watch. It's talking about all the long books on my TBR, and this is definitely one of the longest on my TBR. And I have yet to finish it. I've gotten up to page 200 in high school, which was like 5 years ago, and I never got around to finishing it. So I do believe that this is one of the books that I have had on my TBR for the longest, and one day I will finish it. But will it be this year? Probably not. The next question is, what is a book you recently added to your TBR? I just had to go get it because I didn't realize this question was in this tag. I did not read ahead. So I got the most recent book that I got in the mail, and it is Wayward Witch by Cordova, and this is the 3rd book in a trilogy that I have been loving. I requested this arc because I really wanted to read it soon, and I just got it in the mail, and I'm very excited for it. The cover is gorgeous, and I just cannot wait to finally finish this trilogy and see how it's going to end. The next question is asking about a book that's on your TBR that you got strictly because of the beautiful cover, and I have to say Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I already had a copy of Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald, but I saw this in a indie bookstore, and the cover is gorgeous and just beautiful, and I really liked the design of it, so I had to get myself a second copy even though I haven't read Tender is the Night, but it was strictly for the beautiful cover. I wanted to add it to my collection, so I got it. The next question is, what is a book on your TBR that you got but you don't ever plan on reading? And I do have to say, The Beautiful and the Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This one I have previously started and I did not enjoy it whatsoever. It was very dry and very different from The Great Gatsby. Like, I could read The Great Gatsby in a day. I have read The Great Gatsby in a day because it's just so quick and easy to fall into and finish. But you could see I even have a bookmark in here. I got to chapter 2. It was just a very slow walk to get to chapter 2. It was just very dry and I just didn't really enjoy it, so I haven't finished The Beautiful and the Damned. Maybe I will give it another chance another time, but I don't ever see myself finishing it. But the cover is also gorgeous, so that's why I haven't ever unhauled it. The next question is, what is an unpublished book on your TBR that you cannot wait to get to? And I just recently got this book in the mail, and it is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I spoke about this in my most anticipated books of 2020, and this is a historical fiction Gothic novel set in Mexico during the 1950s, and I just had to email the publisher and ask them if I could get a copy to review and read early, because this just sounds like right up my alley, and it sounds like something that I would absolutely adore. So this is a book that I really want to get to soon, that I just like cannot wait to crack open, but I have a couple of books that I want to read beforehand, so that's why I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm very, very excited for it. Did I just change my hair really quick? Yes. The next question is, what is a book on your TBR that basically everyone has read except you? And that has to be Little Women. I have not read it yet. I had no reason to read it until I saw the movie and it was gorgeous and beautiful, and then I saw everyone else and their mother reading Little Women, so I was like, damn, I got to get to that. And I heard that there are more moments between Jo and Laurie, and I love them so much. And I want to read more about Amy as well. I don't really care for the one who Emma Watson plays. Meg? I want to say Meg. Could be Beth. Can't remember, hence why I have to read this book. It is 700 pages, so that's why I'm not getting to it anytime soon, because it intimidates me. But I do have Little Women. Everyone has read it except me. I will get to it eventually. The next prompt is, what is a book on your TBR that everyone has recommended to you? And I have to say, The Lies of Locke, Lamora by Scott Lynch. I know a lot of people recommend this to me whenever I ask for fantasy recommendations, and I have yet to get to it. This is just shaming me for the books on my TBR that I have yet to get to. I see what you're doing here. But I have been recommended this book far and wide by many different readers. It is a book that I am excited for, but I have yet to get to. This is like the trend for every single book that I'm talking about in this tag. And the next question is, what is a book on your TBR pile that you are so excited to get to? And I have two that I want to talk about. So the first one is Chain of Gold, which I have not gotten to yet because I still have to reread The Infernal Devices because I have terrible book memory, so I don't really remember what happens in series that I've read. So before I get to this, I do want to reread The Infernal Devices, which I'm currently doing, and then once I get through that trilogy again, I will get to Chain of Gold. But I am so excited for this. The book is like a hunker, and I just like can't wait to dive into the world and meet new characters and just come back home, because Cassandra Clare books always feel like home to me. And another book that I am eagerly awaiting to read is King of Crows by Libba Bray. This one I'm also not getting to yet because I am currently rereading the Diviners series as well on audiobook. So I am up to Before the Devil Breaks You, currently listening to it on audiobook. It's wonderful. I love it. It's my favorite in the series. And then once I finish that audiobook, I'm going to read this physically. So I am very excited for King of Crows and Chain of Gold. These are like two books that I really want to get to, but I cannot because I'm currently rereading the books previous to these books. And the last question is, how many books are on your TBR? Good question. Let's find out right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35.
I have 35 books on my TBR. I think I had 35 books on my TBR when I made that video showing you every single book on my TBR. I think it was around the same number. They're obviously different books because I've read a couple of books from my TBR, but they're always around 35 in my TBR. I'm not a big book spender, so that's why I like refrain from buying a lot of books, but 35 makes me excited because if I'm ever looking for a specific book, I do have a pretty large selection to choose from. So these are just some books that I'm very excited for. I hope you enjoyed watching this tag and seeing me talk about some of the books on my TBR that I'm very excited for but haven't yet to get to. Let me know if you have any of these books on your TBR, or if you read any of these books and you really enjoy them. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. And if you are looking to do this tag and you're waiting for someone to tag you, here we go. I tagged you. If you want to do this tag, feel free to do it. I would love to see your tags as well. And if you do it because I symbolically tagged you, tag me in your video so I can watch it as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to be safe and healthy, wash your hands, and take care of others. Check in on your friends, and I hope you have a wonderful, happy day full of reading. Goodbye.